is Inkspace. This is what I use, or Inkscape, or however the heck you want to say it. This is what I use to do all of my SVGs, all of my offsets, and everything like that. So I'm going to try to get this so it doesn't move. Alright, there we go. So basically what we're going to do is we're going to make an offset font. So once you go to I'll link the link where I got this download in the video after I upload it. Download it to your computer, do all that fun stuff. Open it up and it'll look like this. This is the basic size they give you for your canvas. Don't worry about that. It's no big deal. What you're going to want to do is you're going to want to hit the text guy over here in the corner. And we're going to draw a text box. And we're going to type. I'm just going to do my name, Caitlin. Then I'm going to go and hit the little arrow, and that'll let it so we can adjust the size. I hold my shift key down, and you don't have to, but it's completely up to you. And I'm just going to make it bigger because then it's easier to see. See? Alright. So basically, your image is going to look all one. But you don't want to do that. It's technically really not all one. So you're going to go path, object to path, layer, object, ungroup, and you'll see each letter individually. But I'm going to go back actually because I want to change the font of my text. So let me do that real quick. I'm going to go back. Let me start over. Sorry. LN. Alright. Let me change all this stuff here. Double click. Make it bigger, which I can do myself. And I'm going to change it to watercolor coral because I love that font. And of course my computer does not want to respond. There it goes. Okay. So I have a very, very pretty color. Pretty script font here. I love this font. It's one of my favorites. And in this image, you will notice that they are all connected. That's what you want. Where like sometimes in Cricut and Silhouette, your characters are not connected. And you have to ungroup them and merge them and all that stuff. This automatically does it for you. So again, path, object to path, object, ungroup, and then we're going to go path, union. So that makes it all one image now. Okay, this next step is super easy once you get the hang of it. So we're going to go path, we're going to go link offset, and you're going to change the color. So I'm just going to do purple so you can see it. So what it does, can I zoom in on this? So right there, you see that little white dot? That is what we're going to use to basically make our image have the offset. So we're going to take that, click, hold it, and you're going to drag it until it pops out, just like that. There we go. So now your image is offset. Just like that. Super easy. And then we're going to take the little arrow guy, and you can, at this point, I move the top layer. I always move that out of the way. The second layer, you're going to hit the little, second one down. Just edit paths by nodes. And basically, you're going to want to do object to path. And it's going to pop up all these little tiny nodes is what they call it. And in some of them, you're going to see where you're going to have like a hole in the middle where your A is with some fonts. This one here, I just kind of get rid of, these are all considered cuts. I get rid of all the extra cuts in the middle of the design that don't need to be there. Like this one here does not need to be there. This one here doesn't need to be there. Just don't do that and then accidentally delete the back. I've done that before. Like all these little tiny guys don't need to be there. This does not need to be there. I leave them on the outside. So if they're touching the outside line, I leave it. And you can zoom in and kind of get a better look at that as well too. See, like that, you can click and drag, that'll delete those. Here, let's delete those. There's a lot of random little cuts that don't need to be there. Like right here, those don't need to be there. Goodbye. And I just search the image and I do that all the way around it. Just to double check. Make sure it's only on the outside of the image. This one here you're going to leave though, just because it looks better that way. Alright, and then I'll go back to my regular thing, my regular arrow. I will click both images. As I zoom out, I'm just going to select and drag. It's going to do both of them. I'm going to bring my little panel up over here where it's align and distribute. So that was just kind of pushed off to the side because I always do. I'm going to align it vertically and horizontally, and then that's what it'll look like. That is what your image looks like now that you have it offset. And you can always change the thickness of the offset. You don't have to do it as thick as what I have it. You can do it super thin. You just have to, when you do that, zoom in all the way. It gives it better, because if it doesn't, it freaks out. So, and then I just go in here to edit. I resize the page to the selection. And then I'll go File, Save. And it's automatically going to save it as an SVG. So I'm just going to save it to my desktop. I'll put my name on it. Then I'll go back into my design space, which I closed out of. So it might take forever because I have slow internet here. But basically at that point, it's ready just to input and insert as an SVG into design space or silhouette. So that's basically how you do an offset.